Welcome back to Bite-Sized Breakthroughs, the podcast diving deep into the latest research shaping the future of AI. Today, we're tackling a foundational question. How do we measure intelligence, especially in machines? Our guest, Dr. Paige Turner, is here to guide us through a groundbreaking paper that challenges conventional approaches and proposes a new framework.
Thanks for having me, Alex. This paper, titled On the Measure of Intelligence, really shakes things up in the AI field. It argues that current benchmarks, while impressive in achieving skill at specific tasks, often miss the mark when it comes to measuring true intelligence, which is about generalization and adaptability.
Intriguing. Could you unpack that for us? What's wrong with our current focus on narrow tasks?
Sure. The paper points to a historical tension in AI between two opposing views of intelligence. One view sees intelligence as a collection of task-specific skills, like playing chess or recognizing faces. This approach, often influenced by early AI pioneers like Marvin Minsky, focuses on building systems that excel at specific, well-defined tasks.
So we're good at building systems that can beat grandmasters at chess, for example, but these systems don't seem to exhibit the kind of adaptability we see in humans.
Exactly. The paper calls this the AI effect. Whenever a machine successfully performs a task that we previously considered to require intelligence, we move the goalposts. We say that's not real intelligence, it's just a clever program. And that's where the second view of intelligence comes in. This view, often championed by researchers like John McCarthy, emphasizes intelligence as a general learning ability. This means building systems that can adapt to new situations, learn new skills, and solve problems they haven't encountered before.
So instead of just playing chess well, we want systems that can learn to play any game, even games they've never seen before. That's a much more challenging goal.
Right. The paper argues that current AI research has been overly focused on the first view, neglecting the importance of generalization. This has led to systems that are highly skilled but brittle, lacking the flexibility and adaptability we need for truly intelligent systems.
That makes sense. So what's the paper's solution? How do we measure intelligence in a way that captures this adaptability?
The paper proposes a new formal definition of intelligence based on algorithmic information theory. This theory gives us the tools to measure the complexity of information and how efficiently a system can process it. The paper defines intelligence as skill acquisition efficiency.
That's a mouthful. Could you break that down for us? What does skill acquisition efficiency actually mean?
Essentially, it's about how quickly and efficiently a system can learn new skills, given a specific set of knowledge and experience. It's about the rate at which a system can turn its information into new capabilities.
So, a more intelligent system is one that learns faster and with less effort, even with limited knowledge or experience.
Precisely. And the paper takes this a step further by introducing a new benchmark called ARC, the Abstraction and Reasoning Corpus. ARC is designed to measure human-like general intelligence, focusing on tasks that require abstract reasoning and problem-solving abilities.
This sounds intriguing. What kind of tasks are we talking about?
ARC uses a format similar to Raven's progressive matrices, a classic IQ test. The tasks involve visual patterns and grids of symbols, and the test taker has to figure out the underlying rules and apply them to new examples. The goal is to measure how efficiently a system can learn to generalize from a few examples to solve a whole set of similar but novel tasks. Think of it as a visual puzzle-solving challenge.
So ARC is designed to be a test of both human-like general intelligence and program synthesis, right? It's like a visual programming puzzle.
Exactly. And to make the comparison between humans and machines fair, ARC explicitly controls for the prior knowledge a system has. It assumes that systems have a basic understanding of concepts like object persistence, spatial relationships, and counting, which are thought to be innate in humans. This is called core knowledge.
That's a really important point, Paige. Many intelligence tests implicitly assume a lot of prior knowledge, making it difficult to evaluate how well a system actually learns. ARC's approach is more rigorous, explicitly outlining the assumed knowledge and focusing on measuring how efficiently a system can learn from a limited amount of data.
Yes, it's like a level playing field for both humans and AI. And the results are quite interesting. Humans can solve most of the tasks in ARC, while current machine learning techniques, including deep learning, haven't been able to crack it.
That's a significant statement, Paige. It seems that achieving the kind of broad generalization and few-shot learning needed to solve ARC requires a fundamental shift in how we design AI systems. We need systems that can learn from fewer examples and generalize their knowledge to new problems, much like humans do. Professor Wood Spectrum, you've been working in the field of AI for decades. What are your thoughts on the paper's findings and the future of AI based on its approach?
Alex, this paper is a welcome breath of fresh air. It tackles the long standing problem of defining and measuring intelligence in a way that's both rigorous and actionable. The focus on skill acquisition efficiency is a critical shift in perspective. For too long, AI research has been preoccupied with achieving superhuman skill at narrow tasks. While that has its place, it's not a path to true intelligence. We need systems that can learn, adapt, and solve problems they've never seen before. ARC is a promising first step in that direction.
That's a great point, Professor. It's like the AI field has been stuck in a loop of chasing performance on specific tasks, but this paper suggests that we need to move beyond the chase and focus on the fundamental mechanisms of intelligence. Paige, what are the main limitations of ARC and how can it be improved?
You're right, Alex. ARC is still a work in progress, and it has a few key limitations. One is that it doesn't explicitly quantify generalization difficulty. It's designed to measure broad generalization, but we need to develop better ways to measure how much a task actually requires a system to go beyond simply memorizing examples. We're working on that.
I see. So we need a more precise way to measure how challenging a task is for a system, beyond just looking at whether it can solve it or not. That's important for making fair comparisons between different systems.
Yes. Another limitation is that ARC's validity hasn't been fully established. We need to investigate how well performance on ARC predicts performance on other human-relevant tasks. We're planning on conducting large-scale human studies to do just that.
That makes sense. We need to know if ARC is a good predictor of real-world intelligence, not just a clever test of puzzle-solving ability.
Right? And lastly, the dataset size is limited, and there might be some conceptual overlap between tasks. This could potentially allow for shortcut strategies that bypass the need for true intelligence. We're working on expanding the dataset and increasing the diversity of tasks to address this.
So the paper acknowledges that ARC is a starting point, not a final solution. That's important to remember, especially given that the field of general AI is still relatively young. Professor, do you see ARC as a potentially revolutionary benchmark, one that could fundamentally shift AI research?
Absolutely. ARC has the potential to be a game changer. It's a bold attempt to move beyond measuring skill and into the realm of measuring intelligence itself. The focus on core knowledge priors and the emphasis on generalization are crucial steps towards building more human-like and adaptable AI systems. Of course, there's a lot of work to be done, but I'm hopeful that ARC will spark new research directions and lead to significant breakthroughs in AI.
What are some of the potential applications of this research, Professor? If we can truly measure and build systems with general intelligence, what kind of impact could it have?
The possibilities are immense. Imagine AI systems that can learn from limited data, adapt to new situations, and solve problems we haven't even imagined yet. This could revolutionize areas like education, healthcare, and robotics. We could have AI tutors that can personalize learning for individual students, medical AI that can diagnose and treat diseases with greater precision, and robots that can work alongside humans in diverse and unpredictable environments. The implications are truly profound.
That's a powerful vision, Professor. Paige, what are some of the next steps for ARC and the research it represents?
We're focusing on developing a quantitative measure of generalization difficulty for ARC. This will allow us to better assess how challenging a task actually is for a system. We're also working on establishing the benchmark's validity, conducting large-scale human studies to see how well ARC performance predicts real-world performance. And we're continuing to expand the dataset and improve its diversity to ensure it remains a meaningful challenge for AI researchers.
This is truly exciting research, Paige. And Professor, thank you both for sharing your expertise with our listeners. This episode has shown us that the quest for general AI is not just about building systems that can beat humans at specific tasks. It's about understanding and measuring the underlying mechanisms of intelligence itself. It's about building systems that can learn, adapt, and solve problems in ways we haven't even imagined yet. We're eager to see what the future holds for this research and the impact it will have on our world.